Hey, much better lighting to do during the day. So this is Bruno Souza, and we're doing here one more of the Korea secret videos for Code for Life, and we're doing the Java tour around the U.S. And we just left Houston yesterday. We are here midway to Dallas, and we spent the night here in this nice RV park. Uh, and I got an interesting question from Scott. Scott was on one of the Houston's meetups, and he asked us that he has several questions. So I'm going to answer one of them today. And so he asks about. He says that for a long time he's been a one-man shop developer, and that makes him always the most expert guy, right? He's alone, right? He's doing it just sometimes a few people. He says that he's usually the most experienced person around, or the only guy around, right? So and it's a lot of people kind of like to be the most expert guy in the team. And Scott is very, very right when he says that this has made him very hard for him to learn new things, and he has fallen behind. So that's what happens, really, when you are the only developer, or when you are the most expert developer in the team. You don't learn new things, right? So you fall behind. It's the opposite what we usually think, right? So uh, then he asks, what can I do to fix this? And the thing is, the best thing that you can do is not doing it alone, right? Go find other people that want to do things with you. Go join the Java's groups. Go join an open source project. So Scott says that he tried to meet some people and organize some meetups and to do some projects together with other people. But people don't come always come, and he doesn't know what to do. And yeah, Scott, that's part of it. Organizing a user group, organizing a group of people. Sometimes people don't take this seriously, or they have other priorities and they fall behind. But you can always find a group of people that want to participate. So if you can't find one near you, go join an open source project. Like, go join an established open source project. Join their mailing list. Start listening what they're saying. Start participating in the discussions. Go help with little things. One of the best ways for you to do to organize or to participate in open source is, a lot of people say, oh, I want to participate in open source, so I need to be an expert. I need to do those great things. No, you don't, right? Every open source project has small needs, small things that it needs. That's you can totally do it, even if you don't know a lot, right? So, for example, every open source project needs a better documentation, right? So you can always go through the documentation, to the tutorials, and fix things up and improve a little bit here, a little bit there. You can run to the documentation yourself, and the things that you're not so clear about, you don't understand so well, you can research a little bit more and then complete on the documentation. It's a very, very easy way for you to start to participate. Another thing that you can do that every open source project needs is testing, right? If you work and you create some tests, if you improve the testing, if there is some, or even if you do things like improve the testing process, right? So you create like a Jenkins build for the open source project. All of those things are very, very useful for every open source project, and they don't require you to know a lot about the project, and you can learn a lot about the project just by doing those things, right? So and when I say this to people, they kind of say, well, Bruno, those are not very important things. Why would I do those? Well, they, first of all, they are very important, right? A lot of people don't give a lot of value for documentation testing, but they're extremely important. All those projects need those things. If don't there's no documentation, how can anyone use the project, right? So those are extremely important things. But more than that, because a lot of people think that they are boring to do, or they are not the most important parts. So every software, every open source project loves to have people helping out on this. So you can immediately be useful to the open source project just by going and doing documentation and testing. And the other thing that happens is, those things will help you understand the project, because you're going to have to take a look at the source code, and you'll be able to understand the project just by doing those things. So it gives you everything you need, right? You're going to learn, right? You're going to learn. It's going to be helpful to the project. People are going to see, because what do you see when you first join a project and when you first start to use a project is the documentation. People are actually going to see your work. So it's a very, very good way. So Scott, if you want to learn more things, go find an open source project that you like, something that you're interested in, and start helping out. Just helping out. Don't expect people to say, "Oh, Scott, thank you very much because you're helping out." No, no, no. Just go there, help out, join the mailing list, start listening to what the people are saying, go through the documentation, improve the documentation a little bit, create a blog post explaining how to use the project. You start to help out. That's going to be great for you. You're going to meet good people. Those are the people that are already working on the project, so they're not going to go away just because you showed up, right? And so that's the best way for you to learn, Scott, is joining other people to try to do this. If you can't find other people in your area, you can always go look for an open source project and start helping out there. Okay, so that's the career tip for today. It's on a sunny day, much better. I'm gonna try to record those things during the day instead of night, like I was doing before. All right, thanks for listening. And if you are listening to one of these videos and you're not part of the Code for Life initiative yet, just there's the link below here, code4.life. You can join there, and we're gonna be keeping you up with career secrets every day. All right, see ya.